Big shout out to Bean Working Espresso down in Skyring Terrace, Newstead.
Best coffee in the game.
Best absolute coffee in the game. Hooking the Platform podcast and any listeners up with a 10% discount.
Shout out.
Shout out to Yolanda.
Yolanda.
That was a mouthful.
Their coffee's real fucking good.
Best coffee in the game, by far. Just opened up Skyring Terrace. You can order ahead and mention the Platform podcast for a 10% discount. This is the Platform podcast with B-Bad and Brandon.
Oh, the glorious content we had before this.
Of me just fucking up the fucking...
Pushing the wrong buttons.
I have no idea what I do. I literally had to close all my applications. But yeah, we're here now.
You're here. We did the thing. Good job. We definitely did the thing.
And welcome to Ray. How'd you pronounce your last name again? I asked you.
Vogler. I actually noticed you misspelled it. It happens all the time. You spelled it Volger. It's Vogler. Happens all the time.
Welcome to the Platform podcast.
Thanks.
I was like,
look, we got there eventually.
I want to point out to everyone who is watching or listening that we are doing this call via Zoom, and that in fact, Ray's handle is Ray of Sunshine.
Yeah,
it's the best.
Yeah, my bad.
Go ahead.
I didn't change it. Look, that's technically my nickname, because I've got blonde hair. My name's Ray. Get it?
Yeah, now I get it.
I'm a bit lame.
Are you though?
No.
Right. Before we get into the crux of it, we have a very important question for you. Now, I don't know if you've listened to much of our stuff before. We assume you have because, it's the
56
Platform.
episodes, of course.
Let's just smile and nod.
Are you ready, Ray?
Yes, go.
21 words. Who you are. 21 words, who you are and what you do. We count all the sounds, all the noises you make. Brandon counts them, I don't count them. Are you ready?
And
go.
I am Ray, Strongwoman coach, athlete in Strongwoman, like deadlifts, stones are awesome, like running with yokes, like coaching people, love helping people.
That's 21.
Nailed it.
Oh, go me!
Yeah.
That's so good.
That was actually 21.
Oh, I'm a natural. Go me.
You would have got an inside word there. Fuck.
You go what? What?
I thought you would have had an inside game there. You've planned that for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I full on planned it. So exactly what happened. But anyway.
So how did you get into Strong Woman? Obviously, it's not a very popular sport in the female world at the moment, but it has been gaining some potential.
When I first started hearing about it, it wasn't as big among women, or wasn't as well known in Australia. Because if you go overseas to America or it's very it came from a lot of kind of old school backgrounds, so the becoming a man sort of thing. So it's very well known Scotland and Iceland and countries like that. But yeah, I got into strength sports doing powerlifting for 2 years as well. And then I just kind of came across it and been to a few comps and stuff, and I had a few friends who were doing it and that as well, and it just interested me.
Yes.
And then I kind of just went from there. I did powerlifting for 2 years and starting to get a bit bored, and then that's when all the crap with PA started going on. So kind of just, pushed me out of it, you could say. I just didn't have a good vibe from it. So, and then kind of, and then I just, decided to just give Strongman a go and just jumped into doing some training, did a comp, and then boom, here we are. So what was that?
Do you remember your first comp?
Yeah, very much so. It was where was it? Panthers powerlifting. It was a novice comp. And yeah, I remember one of the most random things I had to lift. So it was a one-arm snatch with a circus barbell for an AMRAP. And I just kind of I remember when I first started doing it, I couldn't even get one rep. And then I just kept doing it. I only had a couple of weeks of practicing it. And then I think on the day I ended up getting 9 or 10 reps. So I was like, yeah, I'm good at winging it.
Obviously, powerlifting, you trained for the specific event, that whole 12-week prep, that whole 8-week prep, whatever you do. But strongman, strong woman, they don't usually release the events till like a week out or so. Or some
it depends. Like most comps that I've got, I can still do like a 8-10 week prep. Yep. It depends on the organizer. Like if there was a comp where they're like taking that long to give the events, because it depends on the weights and all that as well. Because you've actually got to like, you'll have certain events which are, I don't know, it'll be like let's just say it's a rising bar deadlift with I don't know, and you've got to, obviously it's like a 1 RM sort of event. So you've kind of got to peak for that. But then you've got like other sort of stuff as well. Like it may be the, I don't know, like a pretty top heavyweight for a lot of people. So they've got to like really, peak up to that number. So it's, if they had like, most of them are usually pretty good with giving enough info, and giving us enough time. But yeah.
Make like your training week, do you go, coming from like dabbled in strongman a little bit, but do you have a set, day where you just practice events, or is it something that you try and work into your training throughout the week?
Now it is. Now it's more like it's dispersed across the week. It depends what I'm training for as well. So if I've got a comp, let's just say a comp like Arnold's, which was meant to go ahead in March, thanks COVID, then events like a big comp like that, like that's probably like one of the biggest ones in the calendar year in Australia for strongman. So, and that's the comp that you want to do. So prepping for a comp like that, that's one that's sort of one that will be spread across like a 4 to 5 day split is what I'd normally do. But it depends. Like if you're in a bit more off season, like at the moment, I'm kind of just working on, I'm literally just doing like powerlifting stuff at the moment, training in my garage.
You're in regional Victoria?
Yes. Yeah. Regional Victoria.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Do you have a coach, or do you do all your own stuff yourself?
No, I have a coach. I'm Tyson Morrissey. He's my coach under like the Strongman way. He's the owner of Strong Geelong.
That stupidly handsome man who's
that guy.
really, really jacked and strong.
Yeah, and always has no shoes on, quite literally.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, he's never got shoes on.
You're a coach out of Strong Geelong?
Yes, I am. Yeah. Yeah, so I've been there since February. So I moved down from Queensland, and then COVID happened. Yay!
Is that affected? Obviously, it's affected your business and not being able to coach face to face. But how have you pivoted now? Like, are you doing a bit of what are you doing in your meantime right now? Obviously, you still got a few online clients.
Yeah, online's my main stuff with coaching at the moment. Obviously, like I've had to coming into like a second lockdown now, I've had to start from scratch when I first started, come out of the first lockdown, start from scratch then, and then start from scratch when I come out of this one. So that's 3 times. So my online's maintained pretty well, but I've just been doing like a lot of other like back end stuff just to kind of like better my business, and then obviously just like other stuff, just building my own knowledge base and trying to learn from like as many, different people as I can, and, going from there. That's the main thing I'm trying to focus on at the moment. Like it is what it is. It has been a little bit of a kick in the guts, I'm not going to lie, but it is what it is. Like a lot of it's just out of our control. Can't really do much about it. So you just got to like deal with it the best you can, really. So
is there some sort of insight down that way? Is it looking like things will open up again soon, or what's the...
Possibly. I think it's looking a bit more promising for regional Victoria. Melbourne are just fucked. I don't know if I'm down here, but I just decided
you can swear what you want. Only my mother will message me about it. It's okay.
Okay, I was good because I know how much you swear, Brandon, so this is fine.
Yeah, no, we were talking about that the other day, actually.
Yeah. So, I don't know how Melbourne's looking, but we're looking a bit better in regional because we have, like, nowhere near as many cases as what Melbourne does, or barely any. So we're looking a bit more promising to start coming out of it again. But the question is, like, when? It might be looking like mid to end October maybe, but we'll have to see. It could be earlier. So... because we're doing pretty well.
Because it's nearly 6 weeks away.
Yeah, don't tell me that.
I mean, it will be way earlier. Really.
Yeah, like next week.
Yeah, I think next week they said you guys are going to be sweet.
Yeah, I've actually heard that today because, I've actually been, I've been working like part-time in a cafe as well during COVID, which was lucky. So I just found out after I finished there today, which was, so hopefully that's looking good for next week maybe. So.
Oh, actually, we were just joking.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, I've heard. Oh, really? I've actually heard. Apparently, there's been some other further update of regional which could be coming out, but I'm not sure.
Maybe we're just well informed.
Yeah,
maybe we're just
possibly. Yeah, that's like you guys planned that 100%.
But aside from your first novice comp, what comps have you gone on to do since then? What's your biggest ones you've competed in?
The biggest comp I've competed in. I did October last year. I did Static Monsters Worlds, which was my first international comp.
That's awesome.
That was in it was on the Gold Coast actually last year. I have qualified for Arnold's Ohio, which is one of the biggest international ones you can do. So I didn't. That was meant to be. That was the start of March this year. So I was meant to go. Couldn't afford it, unfortunately, at the time. So I have requalified for next year as well, just because of the whole COVID thing. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen because I'm not sure on next year either at the moment. So. It's going to depend what's going to happen.
Like obviously the Arnold Ohio is a fucking massive event and
it's huge.
It's insane. So if anyone who hasn't followed any of that, jump on YouTube and have a look. And like that's a very high level of competition. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's epic. I was pretty stoked when I found out I qualified. So yeah.
Was that always your dream to go there, or was it just something that you honestly just jumped in one day and didn't really have any plans to follow?
When I first started Strongman, I think I didn't realize how high up I'd get so quickly. Because obviously having a lot of foundational strength from powerlifting and stuff. I think I found my feet in Strongman quite quickly because my first Arnold's Australia comp was I'd only been competing in Strongman for about a year. So, and I placed second at that comp. Just missed out on winning, but so it's I kind of picked up pretty quick, which I was surprised about. And I remember actually when I found out I got second at that comp, I was like really emotional because I'm just like, what? I didn't think I'd actually get that, so which was funny. So yeah.
And that's obviously second within your division. That's
in the under 64 women.
Yeah. So how much weight?
Under 64.
That's tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I normally sit like 67 to 68 kilos. I'm only short. I'm only like 160 centimeters. So.
I've been dying to ask since you said you like deadlifts in your 21 words. What's your biggest pull?
On deadlifts?
Yeah.
190.
Of course it is.
I'm chasing 200 by the end of this year, hopefully. That'll be nice.
0 body weight. That's
at what body weight?
0.
I weigh a bit more than that now. Thanks, COVID.
Yeah, those COVID kilos catching up.
Yeah, look, I'm off season as well, so I'm not going to sit like 64 all the time.
Yeah, that's huge pull.
That's massive.
I like deadlifts; they're fun.
You're probably one of the only people that will say they're fun. I mean, they're good.
I like deadlifts.
I love them.
I like deadlifts, but
I think they're fun.
I much prefer squatting these days.
Oh, I'm loving squatting as well because I've just started getting into wraps and I'm like in love with them. They're so good. It's like when I'm like rapping and then they like really hurt and then I'm just like I don't know, just like gets me really intense and like really amped up to do the set.
Is there much play for rap squatting with strongman events?
If there is a squatting, it's very rare you'll have a squat event, but you'll occasionally get like a random strongman squat event. And people will wear wraps for that. Okay. Some might not because a lot of them, it depends on how heavy the weight is and like what the focus of it is. Because a lot of the ones I've seen, they've all been like AMRAPs in a 60-minute event. So if you're in wraps doing an AMRAP, kind of put 2 and 2 together, it might be a bit hard. So
Strongwoman is just another realm of intensity because and I've said this before, what we do is as powerlifters is crazy, putting stupid amounts of weight on our back or in our hands. And then you guys take it to the fucking next level by doing let's do a heavy weight with a fucking AMRAP and in 60 seconds or move a yoke and carry it 50 meters or whatever. Like it's how do you train to peak, but also endurance at the same time?
Yeah, it's sort of mean like every comp's different. So if you look at let's look at like the carry events like yoke or farmers. So you may have events where it's the very common distance you'll do is 20 meters. You may get some which is 40, which I've done in a comp before with farmers. It was 20 meters up, 20 meters back. And you may have one which is a bit more like, it depends on the weight and everything and what everyone's strength level is as well. Because I've done comps where it's a 20 meter yoke, but it's like pretty light and it's a bit more like how fast you can go. How quick you can go. What was that, sorry?
How much is a light yoke for you?
Good question. A light yoke, like I could probably do like, let's just say a quick 20 meter run. I could probably do like 190 is pretty light for me. I could do that in like, I don't know.
Light yoke, yeah. What would be
I could probably do that in like, a heavy yoke would be like 230, 240.
230.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they get pretty heavy.
You find 230 heavy?
I feel like
on your shoulders trying to run.
I feel like 190 with that on my back and walking with it.
My spine.
Don't forget to put a belt on, jeez.
Like that's what? That's light. Wow.
Strongman is fun.
Yeah, it sounds it.
Yeah, it's epic. That's what I like about it because it's like so many. I think this is why I got bored of powerlifting because it was just like the same three things over and over, which is good. But I'm like, that's kind of like you still have that those three lifts in your main strongman training, but they're kind of like your base strength movements, which are always going to be there, and then you're starting to throw in these random implements on top. So it's always different. Like every comp is different, every event is different. It's kind of you always have like the main base sort of events, which is going to be like your farmers, your yoke, your stones. You always have some kind of deadlift, log, axle overhead's another common one. What's the dumbbell? But then, it's always going to be different stuff. You're not always going to be doing the same things every time.
That's like, I'm still stuck on the fact that you think a 190 yoke is super light. Yeah, it's like,
what's the?
I will warm up to that, but it is like I can run it pretty.
Well, I bloody hope so.
Yeah, I'm not going to pick up 190 straight off the bat. God no.
What's the craziest sort of event you've done that's sort of been?
I do have one. It came to my head straight away. I did a comp. It was Brisbane's Strongest Man and Woman. Everyone called it the microwave of death. It's like this big metal. It was like this metal box, which is kind of like the same size and shape of a microwave, literally. And you had to clean and press it overhead.
Fuck.
I actually have a picture of me like holding it there.
Can you please send us that? Because we'll put that in the YouTube like right now.
Really? Oh, okay. Hang on. How do I send it?
Just send it to me. No, like right after.
Oh, okay. Done. Okay. I was like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah. Fuck. What did it weigh?
It was like a 3. This is like an example of what an event will be. So it was 60-minute time frame with 3 different weights. And you've got to like get through 3 of them like as quick as possible.
Do you mean 60 seconds?
What did I say? 60 minutes? Yeah, 60 seconds. Sorry.
I was like,
I think that's plenty of time.
Yeah, like I mean, you could do an event and then have a 20-minute nap and go back and do it again.
That's exactly what I would do. No, at 60 seconds. I had minute in my head as well, and then it just kind of came out as both, which is what I do all the time. So go.
Strong Man and Strong Woman's had a lot of like success in the last few years and has gained a lot of popularity through, certain documentaries. Obviously, with there being more personalities in the sport.
Yeah.
How have you seen that affect the competition? Have events gone crazier, or do you think it's just been good publicity for the sport?
It's good publicity, definitely. I think it depends on who promotes it as well, because there's a lot of big names overseas. Like if you look at Eddie Hall, was one of the top ones. He's from the UK. in strongman. And then you've got like guys like everyone knows Thor, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you've got guys like Brian Shaw, Martins. He won World's Strongest Man last year. And he's a classic example of someone who has such a big personality for the sport. And if you like look them up and like look up on their YouTube channels and stuff, like Martins, for example, he's like just got such a personality, and just his YouTube channel is just hilarious. So he's like a good example of someone who just promotes the sport really well. But yeah, it's just like, I think it's just kind of grown. It's just grown and gained traction over the last years, like since I've been in it up until now, it's grown heaps. So, and it's, I think it's just the more people are coming across it and discovering more about it, it's just kind of drawing more and more people in, especially in Australia. It's just dramatically grown. So yeah, it's just a big thing.
That's pretty cool. What strong people or strong person or man or woman do you sort of look up or inspires you that you sort
Ooh, let me have a think. Honestly, if I'm looking at some of the big guys in the sport, Martins is probably one of the top ones, because he's strong as hell and he competes really well, but he's like such a down to earth, really nice guy as well. So he's like super cool. If you look at any of like the strongman pros and that, they're real just, I don't know, they're real like kind of genuine, like just nice people as well. If I'm looking at female competitors, there is one athlete from the UK. Her name's Rhiannon Lovelace. She is literally the world's strongest female deadlifter. So she's got a 260 kilo deadlift at like 64 kilo body weight, or 63. She's tiny and she is like a monster deadlifter.
That's legitimately crazy.
Yeah, she's insane.
Our screen is not frozen. Johnny's just in shock.
Do they do that with the suit? Do they do that with the suit, deadlift suit?
She actually did do that one with the suit, but she's just, maybe it was I think it was 270 she's done with the suit, and she's recently the qualifier for OSG, which is the official strongman games. I had an online qualifier just recently, and the deadlift event was like, it had to be completely raw, so she did no suit with like, I think it was like 260 is the max number she pulled.
Holy
She's pretty strong. Yeah, she's pretty insane.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's pretty strong. Everyone, that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Ridiculously strong.
Yeah, she's insane. And she just like her technique as well. Like she just, I don't know, she just has it, just the way she does it just works for her mechanics too. Like she's just so structurally built for deadlifts. So.
And that's another thing. You like when you are training for strongman, strongwoman, and you're planning out a prep. You like your body shape and body type, mechanics, biomechanics, leverages will be suited to certain events, and you play to those strengths. You factor that in when it comes to programming. Yeah,
definitely do. I sort of mean like if I'm programming for a specific, I've done a few comp preps recently for programming. And like if the events obviously don't suit everybody, not everyone's going to be good at every single thing. So that's obviously something you got to factor in for certain comps, because obviously you can't pick the events. So yeah, that's obviously a huge thing that you've got to like take in consideration for strongman.
You'd be putting a bit of strategy behind it, like if you know your athlete or yourself are really good for 3 of the 5 events, and they're the 3 that you want to be.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a lot of what you got to do. You've got to really
scoring system, right? Over multiple events, you win.
Yeah, normally it. Let's just look at I don't know, Arnold's, for example. So you've got, I don't know, my weight class in 2019 Arnold's, I had about 18 competitors just in my weight class. So it goes on based like a scoring system based on how many people are actually in the weight class, sort of thing. So
yeah, so sort of play to your strong points. Try and get all your points you can in those events, and then try not to lose as many points as you can in the ones you're not as strong in.
Exactly. And it can honestly go either way in that as well, because it's like, okay, you could have an insanely strong deadlift and, I don't know, farmer's carry, for example. Let's just say your overhead sucks. Overhead plays such a big thing. And if you come, let's just say you come first and second in like 2 of the events, and then you completely bomb overheads and you're dead last, that dramatically affects your score overall. and that can bring you way down. So that's just an example of how the scoring system can it can just go either way depending on you want to, in a comp like that, you want to stay consistent in the top 3 to 5. If you start to fall below that, then you've basically kind of stuffed yourself up. So,
and do you get a lot of obviously you're in the coaching space now, do you get a lot of people who have never touched a barbell in their life come to you, or is it
I do. Yeah, I've had a fair few. I have had a few who've never even done any kind of strength lifting before, and we're basically starting from scratch. Or I've had a fair few who've they're still kind of at a beginner level. They've done some kind of strength training before, or some kind of barbell work before, but they haven't really built up their, it's kind of just more basic sort of stuff. They haven't really built up and done a little bit more strength foundational sort of work. Yeah. So yeah, I get a broad range of people in terms of coaching. So yeah, which is good because I love seeing them progress and continue to build. And when I actually start correcting their technique and then watching the technique get better and then watching their lifts go up, and I'm just it's the most rewarding thing in the world. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I do what I do. So. And
do they then end up looking at what you do and just be like, let's do a strongman comp?
I've had a few of them do that, yeah. They're just I want to do strongman. It looks fun. I'm like, oh, it is fun. As soon as they say that to me, I'm just like, oh my God, yay. I get really excited. So, yeah.
With the COVID stuff and having to program people for strong stuff, have you been programming anything crazy just based on what they have available in their homes? So
yeah, I had can't deadlift. You need a deadlift frame for that too to do that. But anyway.
Do you ever just get them to attach, what are they called? Harness and just go and pay them on their cars?
Yeah, I actually haven't done that, but it's a good idea. I might actually give that to someone and be like, hey, just go pull your car today. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, sweet, sure. Just go lift it above your head while you're at it. Go flip it, sure. But yeah, there have been some random things I don't know. They're like, oh, what have you got? And they're just like, oh, I've got this. I'm like, yeah, I'll do. I don't know.
I mean, if you can lift a microwave in a competition, it really takes that whole meaning of if you got a door, you got a gym to a new level.
Yeah, quite literally. Like, that's a very old school strongman implement. Yeah. Like, you'd never see it. And I was surprised when we had it. And we're just like, really? This one sucks. But it's actually like, I don't know. It was a very winged event as well. That was like the second time I'd touched it in the comp too. So I was like, yeah. So it was.
Go either way.
Yeah, I'm like, this could either be really bad and face plant me, or I could just wing it. And then I winged it and did it. So that was fun.
Yeah. Is there like, in terms of the safety gear for that sort of stuff, because we've all seen shit go wrong in those overhead events. Is there any safety equipment you're allowed to do in case something bad goes, or allowed to use? Sorry. I'm thinking more to protect your fucking head.
I want a helmet.
Like a helmet for? Oh, geez, I've never seen it before. I'm lucky. I've never actually had I've never really had any sort of major injuries or. I've whacked my chin a few times doing overheads, so pressing up. It's like
I've done that. That hurts.
I've done it with a barbell, an axle, and a log. Would not recommend.
A log?
Yeah, I did it with a log.
How did you not knock yourself out?
I kind of just stood there, and then I was like, "Ow!"
Oh, so you still pressed it?
I still pressed it. It just whacked me on the chin on the way up. But yeah, I got it. So that was the main thing.
What's your biggest log?
My biggest overhead?
Yeah, your log press.
80.
She's so strong.
I can't do that.
I remember
I actually hate log.
Is that why you and Mason get along so well?
No, not his. No, he just. I don't have his issue. I just hate it. Poor Mason. I think
we miss you, Mason.
No, he's not. I'm in a different room.
We do miss Mason as well.
You do what? Miss
Mason.
Yeah, I know. He misses you guys. He tells me every day.
See, I knew he wouldn't admit it to me, but now it's on camera and it's recorded.
Yeah, he does. He really does. Every day.
Gave me a compliment the other day.
Did he?
He did.
What did he say?
That I was good at what I do.
Oh.
Did he? Oh.
You told me that.
I know. I feel like you need to get a message from him and just be like, you need to tell me this.
Yeah, no, I just want to I need that validation from him constantly.
I'll go steal his phone and type it and send it from there.
Oh, please, that would be great.
And just be like, I don't remember sending this. I'm like,
It's not so crazy next year. What would you like to work towards? Is the one for you?
Like as in competing goals or
Competing.
It's going to depend if Arnold's goes ahead next year. Because obviously we've all re-qualified for the Arnold's in March, which was cancelled like 2 days before the event was meant to happen. So that's always in March. So hopefully that's going to be fine for next year, and I'll be able to compete in that.
And that's in Australia or overseas?
No, that's the Australia one. The Ohio one, I think I'm going to probably maybe postpone to like 2022, and I'll just try and I'll just re-qualify again. But OSG is the biggest one that I wanted to do, which is the official Strongman Games. And that one's usually it's usually at Daytona Beach in America. So that's like one of the biggest ones basically as well. If you're going to do any like overseas comp, it's either Arnold's Ohio or OSG are the two biggest ones. So
qualifying for OSG, like, is that something you've qualified before for? Or?
It's usually an online qualifier. That's one that I will be doing. You can qualify from a comp called ASA Nationals, which is usually the owner of Valhalla, South Brisbane. He's the one. His name's Drew. Yeah, Drew. He's the one that normally organises it. So that you can qualify from that, but you've got to get you literally got to place first in your weight class.
How does the online qualification work?
So they'll give you a like an event sort of thing. So this year it was a max overhead and a max log, and it goes based on you've got to obviously like record it, show like the weights that you've actually got on the bar. And you've got to have like it's a little bit more specific in terms of setup and everything. And then you just like record. You've got to send your videos to I can't remember the name of the guy who organises it. But yeah, you've obviously got to like submit all your videos and stuff, and then it goes on a like a scoreboard.
Yep.
And I think they usually I don't know how many they take. I think it's usually maybe like top 10. It depends how many you're doing it that they'll take.
I wouldn't know. I don't follow much CrossFit. Is it like CrossFit?
That's how they qualify for this.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Way better because it's strong person.
It's way better because it's strong.
It's fucking cool competing on Daytona Beach.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I've heard the food's not great over there, though. That's the only thing.
It's America.
Yeah, it's true.
You'll be able to.
I haven't been to America, so I don't know. I've just heard things. But yeah, it'd be cool to compete there, and it's like an awesome comp. I remember watching the live stream. I was up at like 3 a.m. watching the live stream from last year.
Yeah, like it honestly doesn't sound like you're far off. You know, you're getting the invitations to Arnold's Ohio, and like just from talking to you, you can tell that you're driven for it and fucking.
Yeah, it's a big goal, man.
I don't know if you know this. I mean, I'm sure you know this, but she's strong.
It's crazy fucking strong.
Like there's nothing of you, and you're just ripping 190s from the floor and putting over your body weight overhead. Like,
yeah.
Weight to put over your head.
Yeah, could you put a 108 kilo log over your head?
I've done that.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
It's too hard.
I've done one strongman comp. Honestly, it was a novice, and it was I was so fucking sore for days.
What did you do?
It was just a novice comp run by Drew Spriggs 3 years ago.
Yeah.
The events were farmer's carry, log press, monster dumbbell, truck pull.
That'd be cool.
That was fun. Truck pulls are
The truck pull would have been cool, but it was on grass and nobody could actually grip it.
Yeah.
I've
done a pull on grass before.
I moved it 10 centimeters, so I won that event. I was very proud. And then it was a keg toss, which was fucking fun.
They are fun. I've done a sandbag throw in a comp. That's super fun.
Oh, and I did a car deadlift. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Car deadlifts.
I broke your suit.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Car deadlifts are fun. Any deadlift event's fun.
I just have never experienced a fatigue like that before.
Yeah.
It's a whole new level, because obviously, as we were talking before, like you peak for strength and endurance, and then you combine the two, Man, I was ruined.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Depends what you're doing, like what events you're doing. But yeah, you're always going to have some kind of like, it'll be some kind of like conditioning based stuff like as well. It's, yeah. Some of it just like it's very taxing on your body, a lot of it. So
the central nervous system was like, it took like a good week for me to feel normal again.
Yeah.
I don't know how you like back it up all the time.
When you train it more frequently, like it's, you get used to it. But
I'll probably I'll leave that stuff to you crazy people. I think I'm going to stick with the boring squat, bench, deadlift and all of that. It seemed a little bit safer.
I know, it's fun. I don't know. It's like the difference. It's always different, and the intensity and stuff of it. That's what I love about it. So I just find it fun. It's good. It's always different.
What's the biggest stone you've ever lifted?
I'm still chasing 120. That's I almost loaded that in Arnold's prep this year until it was cancelled. But it was a max stone lift, and I managed to lap it, and I just missed the platform loading it. So that's my goal. So I've done 110 quite comfortably. Because it's the circumference of the stones. Like it's big. The heavier they get, the bigger they get. And I have like little arms. Like they're short.
Person.
It was what?
I think it's because you're a small person doing incredible things. I could be wrong.
Being short doesn't help. Like it's great for my deadlift, and like I have short levers for like overheads and stuff, so that's good. But you need like long arms for stones to kind of get around it. I put my arms around like the 200 kilo stone. It was like it looked so ridiculous.
Get it off the ground?
Oh God, no.
I'm done. If you said you got that off the ground, I was just going to leave the podcast and just be like, fuck it, I'm going to a cave and just become like, there's no hope for me.
To give you an idea, that's the max stone Mason's done. And he's pretty strong in his weight class. So
is he even strong?
Yes.
I thought you'd be on my side then. Come on.
No, he's weak as fuck. No,
Exactly.
I kid. If Mason's watching this, I'm sorry. I'm joking.
Of course he watches.
It's an 8 on all of our episodes.
Yeah.
He'll be watching. Okay, cool.
No, I would like to make it clear that he is very strong.
Yeah, he's pretty strong.
Yeah, and very handsome.
He's got a glorious beard.
It's beautiful.
Glorious.
It's a beautiful beard, but his chin's like here and the beard's here.
Oh, so the truth comes out.
He has a chin?
I've like sussed out the shape of his face. His chin's like up here and the beard down here.
Right.
I actually compressed it all so I could actually see how small his face looked without the beard. I was like, keep the beard.
Wow. Right.
I'm just kidding. He loves the beard anyway.
No, we've become best friends. I need you to get me a photo of Mason without the beard.
Oh, he's never going to shave it. God.
No, you're going to share it. That's fine.
I'm gonna what? Share it or shave it?
Oh, no. You're just going to find it.
No, he won't.
Okay.
Oh, I think there's one on his Facebook of him without a beard when he was like really young.
Deep dive.
I'm going deep diving tonight for that.
Go. Facebook stalk away.
That's not seedy at all.
No, it's not. I realized as I said that.
Go stalk that shit.
Well, now, mate, before we wrap up, we have 10 of the most important questions of your life.
Okay.
Are you ready for these 10?
Yes.
Okay. Can you fit your fist in your mouth?
No.
Normally, we would ask you in that scenario to put your fist in Brandon's mouth and see if you could fit it, but that's not going to work right now.
No.
What's your biggest regret?
That's hard. I don't know how to answer. I can't think of anything for that. I don't really have regrets, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I kind of just go with the flow on things. So, I don't know. If shit happens for a reason, I would say so.
Who is the most attractive person in the world?
Mason.
Nice. That's horrible.
If I didn't say that, I'd get in trouble.
Yeah, he is very handsome. I will give you that.
Yeah.
We'll put a photo of Mason on the screen right now so everyone can enjoy that delicious.
Where will you be / what will you be doing 10 years from now?
Hopefully, 10 years. Tough one. Hopefully I'll be the plan is to be very, very, successfully coaching still would be my plan. I don't know if I'll still be competing in 10 years, see how the body holds up. We'll see. I think I'll be like close to 40 by then. Jeez.
Oh, ouch. It's old, eh?
I'm 29. I'm almost 29.
What
old.
day is your bin day?
My bin day? Tuesday.
Lovely. Mine too. If you could squat or only deadlift for the rest of your life, what is it going to be?
Deadlift.
Knew it.
What are you most thankful for?
What am I most thankful for?
Correct.
Food.
Lovely. Any particular food?
Any what, sir?
Any particular food?
Ice cream.
Yum.
Oh, good choice.
Best shit ever. Or cookies.
What's one thing on your bucket list?
Skydive.
Ooh, nice.
I have not done that. I've always wanted to.
You should do that.
Yeah. Planning on it. I love adrenaline shit. Anything like just sends my heart racing. I'll do that.
We're going to be
I also want to go cage diving with great whites.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you two can go.
That'd be cool. Okay.
What is one thing you wanted to be when you were younger growing up?
A vet.
Yes. What is your greatest fear?
Dying.
Yeah, fuck. Same.
Or drown, like the kind of like how you would die. Like drowning, I would hate. Not being able to breathe. Or burning alive. That would be horrible.
Oof.
Ouch.
What a way to go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you got me thinking about that. Oh, cool. I'll go have my panic attack in the back and then we'll...
And on that note.
Yeah, on that note, mate, thank you so much for giving up your Saturday afternoon. We really appreciate it. If anyone wants to get in contact with you about coaching or a bit more information about Strongwoman and how they can start off in the industry, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Probably Instagram is the best way to get me. So if you go onto my Instagram, it's Valkyrie Strength. So it's spelt VALKYRAI _ strength. It's a little play on my name in that one.
Awesome.
That's the best way to get me. I'm also on Facebook as well. It just says Raissa Vogler.
Yeah, we'll put that all in the show notes. And if anyone wants to reach out, by all means, you're doing great things in the industry. And I can't wait to see you compete again because, fuck me, that 200 deadlift, pull 200. Yeah, pull 200.
Seriously, I'm craving competing. I've been seeing people up north compete. I'm like, I want to compete. It's just a sad moment. But yeah, hopefully next year.
Hopefully there's an end to this soon and we get you back out there and lifting some heavy fucking shit. Yeah,
just getting back into coaching is being in the gym, just training in the gym and not off my wheelie bin squatting. Seriously, I'm over it.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah. We're making it work.
Absolutely. All right, mate. Thank you so much. We will be chatting very soon.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Bye.